Yo, yo, yo. Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Foots the King. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing as always. Um, got a lot to get to on this episode. 2020 Dallas Cowboys 7-round mocker coming at you live. But before I do that, I want to give a big RIP and send my blessings and condolences to the Kobe Bryant family and the Kobe Bryant's, all his fans out there. Trust me, I was hurting with you guys. One of my biggest inspirations, the way he worked with kids, the way that he really cared about the game and the advancement of the game. I really respect that. Kind of one of the reasons why I lost my voice this weekend coaching the Maryland Elite team, which we actually won this weekend because I care so much about the sport. I just want to say RIP to him. And obviously the Senior Bowl just passed, and I wasn't able to get to too much content during the week because I was coaching and doing a bunch of things during the week. But now I'm able to kind of wrap things up and talk about some standouts and things like that. So we're going to get to that in this video and obviously do a 7-round mock for the Cowboys. Again, these are my thoughts, and I hope that you guys in the comment section are able to kind of chime in and not just beat me up now. Let's talk about Senior Bowl winners for a second. Nothing to do with the Cowboys, just who actually won the week. Let's talk about Justin Herbert. He really made some good throws, on-time throws. You saw the power, you saw the accuracy, you saw his foot quickness within the pocket. Really just a great performance. He really is. He really is that QB3 more or less. Joe B, Tua, Justin Herbert. Guys, real quick, I apologize for my voice if it sounds a little raspy. Been a long weekend, and I got some tea right here. Trying to push through. Okay, Bradley and I stood out. Just the power, the quickness, and the stage didn't look too big for him. Van Jefferson, the route running was just amazing. And he actually carved up one of my favorite players, Derek Stingley, during the year. So he came here. He just continued to set guys up. Corners just couldn't stay with him. Adam Troutman, tight end from Dayton, one of the guys that I had to dig deeper into because the Cowboys very well could draft a tight end this draft. And then Kyle Duggar, safety from Runyan. He just really blew the combine off the rails. Now, we don't know if he's how high he's going to ascend, but if he's able to carry this performance onto the into the combine from his Senior Bowl performance, which I'm always gonna value tape and actual football things over combine numbers, but the fact that he was able to check off multiple boxes, I think that's pretty cool. So without further ado, let's get into this first round. Okay, well, the first pick, more or less, of the Cowboys 2020 mock draft by yours, Foots the King. At number 17, we have Klavon Chasion, edge player from LSU. Listen, this guy is special. It's almost like he has rockets in his shoes. But the thing is, when thinking about this Cowboys regime, I had to kind of move myself away from what the Cowboys like to do and the body frame and the type that they normally like. And I say, you know what? Let me talk about a player who can just go out there and make plays. And for the value, we haven't had a guy who could just bend the edge like this guy can. But he can kind of be that kind of Clay Matthews role that McCarthy had in Green Bay. So you're thinking about a guy with elite athleticism. I don't see why the Cowboys wouldn't turn this pick in, let him play in space, let him rush off the edge. And I'm not talking about a Jalen Smith type rush off the edge. I'm talking about a guy who can bend and put tackles and stress. Let this guy be a freak of nature that he is. I know the production wasn't great, but doggone it, he played for LSU. They were up in games. He was out the game a lot. If you go watch the Alabama game, if you go watch the Oklahoma game, you will draft Klavon Chasion. He's that good. He's that special. I think that the Cowboys, if they turn this pick in, I know it's been safety, I know it's been tight end, I know it's been corner. If you turn this pick in, I think that your defense automatically got better because if nothing else, you add speed to that defense. Listen, I think this guy is an A1 player. I think it makes a lot of sense. All right, guys, I had to do it. I had to. Kyle Duggar, Lenore Ryan. God, I hope my voice doesn't sound too ugly, y'all. I apologize. I wanted to get this content out. Listen, he's a flat-out athlete. And you worried about will the moment or will the stage be too big at the Senior Bowl? This was a Senior Bowl pick for me. He flew all over the field. He made plays all over the field, and he's huge. Like, his body frame is really big. I think instantly he's an upgrade over Jeff Heath. It's time to get Jeff Heath off the field. As consistent as Jeff Heath is, and I like him, I really, really do. As consistent as Jeff Heath is, it's time to get him off the field because we just need a playmaker at the safety position. I think Kyle Duggar gives you that. The fact that he went and competed against top competition, came down, tackled, had PBUs, had pass breakups. I just need a player on the back end with more awareness. I think he has that. He also returned punts. He's just a flat-out freak. He's an athlete. And you guys will notice the trend. I'm getting football players and I'm getting athletes. So you don't want to get these freak athletes who have no football ability, like they're not good football players. I don't think that Kyle Duggar is that. I think he's actually like a really good football player who can play down in the box, who can play over the top. You can put him on the roof. And the hips, the explosion, the turn, the awareness. He's flat out special. And I think that if the Cowboys draft him, Cowboys fans will be very happy. I don't know how high he'll climb. I don't think he'll overtake Delpit or any of those guys, but he's definitely going to ascend. All right, third round, pick 82. We're going Van Jefferson, wide receiver, Florida. Now, this guy is not fast, but the theme. When you talk about football players, you talk about guys who understand the game and understand nuance, and that's Vach's word, y'all, nuance and route running. You're talking about Van Jefferson. He made corners look silly this week. It was the corner play at the Senior Bowl was bad, nonetheless. But Van Jefferson, he really added to that. If you watch him versus Derek Stingley, who's actually like, for sure Derek Stingley next year is a first-round pick, probably the first corner off the board, you'll see that he kind of played with Derek Stingley when they played LSU. Florida really gave LSU all they could handle, and Vance Jefferson was part of that reason. He catches everything. He's smooth. Again, he's not fast. He may be a 4.6 guy. I don't care. I told you guys, I'm tape over combine over shorts, okay? I'm tape and football things, doing football things over shorts and running in a straight line. I think that he knows how to set people up with his routes. His route running is comparable to Coop, and I don't take that lightly. I think that if you turn his card in, he could play the slot. He could possibly challenge in a couple years and be an outside guy. I really would love to draft Van Jefferson, I just think he's a special player. I think he understands the game at a high level. Reminds me of Chris Carter a lot. So I would definitely turn that card in with no problem. Marlon Davidson, again, strong as crap. Listen to me. Strong as crap. A lot different from Klavon, but he helps you immediately because if nothing else, he can help in run support, okay? And he's a football player. So with this Mike McCarthy regime, one thing you'll know about Mike is they draft well. They drafted well in Green Bay. And he'll draft well here. He'll also play you if you're ready. If you're young and you're ready to go, he'll play you if you're ready. Marlon Davidson went to the Senior Bowl and he had a ball. He really turned it up. His power was too much for guards, and he had enough quickness to give tackles issues. Now, the bend isn't there, but the hands are so violent that it makes up for it. If you're able to get this guy, okay, listen to me. If you're able to get this guy in the fourth round, which is probably going to be too rich, but if you're able to get this type of a player in the fourth round, I think you turn the card in, no questions asked. I think you turn the card in, and I think you say, you know what? My defense just got tougher. Kyle Duggar, Klavon, Marlon Davis, we're going out there, we're playing football. Now Mike Nolan can do some things because he has all the pieces, similar pieces to like what he had in San Francisco, okay? And Now McCarthy has his, I always want to say A.J. Hawk, but he has his Clay Matthews type with Klavon. And now my draft is coming together well with the player now that we're going to go get in 146 with Nate Landman. Again, a guy I watched all year. I got a college guide, and I get those college guides every year just to kind of see who I need to peek in on, even with small school guys, and Nate Landman was the guy. When you watch him play, he'll never blow you up, but he's always in great position. He's always in great position. He really reminds me of a poor man Sean Lee. He really reminds me of a poor man Sean Lee. Blake Martinez, okay? One of those type players drafted out of Stanford. Mike McCarthy drafted him. Just a smart player, will play the linebacker position correctly, always in good position. And in the fifth, so the thing that happened with Nate this past year, was his production fell a little bit, dropped off a little bit. But then he was able to, he got hurt, and Colorado really didn't have a solid year. But 2 years ago, he was special. You get him in your program, you get him with your linebackers coach, you let him learn from, because let's be honest, we don't know what's going to happen with Leighton. You always want to be prepared, and I think that for this, if he was there in the fifth when I did this mock, he ended up there, I said, wow, I for sure would draft Nate Landman right here. Makes a lot of sense. Depth, and now you guys can see how this draft came together. It was more so a defensive type vibe, and I'm not mad at that, because I think that Mike McCarthy took this job saying, you know what, I can work with this offense. Now I got to get this defense stronger. I got to get this defense better. I got to get this defense more aggressive and go out there and make plays. And with pick 208, we're going to go John Runyan here, offensive tackle, Michigan. Again, we don't know what's going to happen with Tyron, but I would like to have Tyron insurance nonetheless. You're looking at a player who didn't miss any games since he started every game in 2018. He's never going to be elite, but he's a really try-hard guy. He's never really hurt. His sets could be better. The power could be better. But again, football player. He played a lot of football, played Big Ten football, and listen, I'm gonna take a flyer on that any day. You always got to throw your wall. You always got to throw an offensive lineman at the wall and see what he can be. And this team is built on offensive line play, running the football. If you can get a guy who can come in and be Tyron security at least and get you through a game, that's what you do. You hope that he overachieves. All right, guys, so those are my picks. Klavon, Duggar, VJ, Van Jefferson, Marlon Davidson off the edge from Auburn. Marlon Davidson off the edge from Auburn, Nate Landman from Colorado, and John Runyan from Michigan. Let's run that one more time. Klavon Chasion, edge, outside linebacker, LSU, Kyle Duggar, Lenore Ryan, probably the smallest school in America, or the one school I've never heard of in America, but has the coolest name, Lenore Ryan. Van Jefferson, wide receiver from Florida. Marlon Davidson, edge, Auburn, great size, 297, 6'3". He's built like a freaking fridge. He's so compact. Nate Landman, Colorado, and John Runyan, offensive tackle, Michigan. Again, one to get tougher here, one to get stout here. And I think that I did that with this mock draft. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's your boy Foots the King as always. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing. Peace.